stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just me today. We get a full NFL card. We get a full NBA card. We get 3 games in the NHL as well. I've only moved on one of those NHL games so far. I've moved on a few NFL games, and I've not moved on any football yet or any basketball yet, but we will be getting into that too. But before we get into today's games, before we get into today's slate, we actually currently do have a game going on right now. Currently, the Panthers lead the Giants 10-0. Embrace the tank, Giants, please. But I have nothing in that game, absolutely nothing. I'm rooting for the Panthers for my over-win total for them and for the Giants to get closer to a number 1 overall pick. So embrace the tank, Giants, and keep on losing. Yesterday had a bunch of plays just to go up a quarter unit. Still, any day in the black is a good day, so I won't complain. College football was not great. Start off Boston College minus 120 was a winner there. USF and the over, both losers there. West Virginia plus 4.5 winner. UAB plus 8 was a push. Ole Miss outright winner there, plus 3. They said leave the points at the door. They're going to beat number 3 team in the nation, Georgia. And we got to start talking about how overvalued and overpriced this Georgia Bulldogs team is. They've been favored in all but one game, and they've covered in one game as a favorite. They did cover the one game as a dog. They won outright in that one. Duke plus the points and the over. Won with Duke, lost with the over there. North Texas in the over, lost on both. Tulane minus 26.5. They win by 46. 46 in that game. That's 52-6 win there for them. Louisiana Tech plus the 10. 44-37 overtime win for Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State wins the game. Louisiana Tech gets the money. OSU and TCU or Oklahoma State TCU over 67.5 loser. A lot of my overs lost yesterday. I don't think I cashed a single over yesterday out of all my college plays. So that was fun. That's what killed me was sides were pretty good. Total sucked. Because the over in TCU 67.5 lost. The over in Tennessee and Mississippi State lost. Alabama winner. Over in Alabama loser. Boise State, Nevada over 60.5 loser. I did get the over 69.5 there between Washington State and Utah State to end the night though. So that was a winner there. In the NBA, 2 plays, 2 winners. Bulls plus 3, Raptors plus 6.5, winner. So nice little double winner there in the NBA. Starting to read the NBA a little bit better. Starting to work our way back to the black for that. Hockey, Buffalo minus 1 started with a push. Let's take a look. And then the later games doubled up on that Ranger spot. First period minus a half plus 150. Full game minus 1 minus 121. Winner. The over 5.5 came up short there. Boston and Ottawa. It was 3-2 in overtime there for the Sens. The Sens get the win there. And then my 2 dog shots later in the night did not go well. Utah plus 130 loser. Columbus plus 175 loser. Did get the over 6.5 between Colorado and Carolina. So overall, up a quarter unit yesterday. And college basketball was, I believe, up slightly yesterday. As I had, I think actually it went 2-2. Old Dominion plus 33.5, lost by 58, so that wasn't fun. But Fairfield plus 16 won. Portland covered. They didn't win. They lost by 12, but that still covers the 16. Portland State plus 7.5 was a blowout loser there. And then it was Kennesaw State plus the 10. They lose by 4 to California Baptist, so they cover the number there. So overall, up a quarter unit. Any day in the black is a good day. Starting to put together a little bit of a winning streak, so hopefully we'll continue into today. Let's see. What's good, Marcos? What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Show some appreciation, subscribe, and share. Timmy, you know the rest of the saying. Yeah. And find some value and cash. Best betting day ever with the NBA and the NHL. Full slate. It's like it's value like a kid in the candy store. There you go. Hail Mary. I don't really do the Hail Marys, but maybe I'll come up with something. We'll see. Bucks and Red Warriors today. Lock it in. And KC all day. 3 locks. All right. 9-9. In the NHL yesterday, we had some nice plus money. There you go. Morning. Smash 3-team parlays. There you go. Jets puck line. Rangers super puck line. 8-1 Washington Capitals now. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Caps, can you stop winning, please? I have your under point total. Can you please stop? I need this team to go on like a 6-7 game losing streak, please. The only 2 underdogs won in NHL, Sens and Avs. Yeah, everybody and their mom was on Carolina yesterday. How'd that work? Play that made me they lost the game. Oh, nice. But they won the first half. There you go. And before we get into the card, we have standings. So let's get into the standings here from yesterday's results. In the NBA, Cannon's still our leader at 13-7, up 5.41 units. Robert is 24-18, up 0.85. Markel 1-2, down 1 unit. Fernando Mendoza 0-1, down 1.10 unit. Stop Gio 0-2, down 2.4. Mr. Numbers 8-9, down 3.02. Drewski 2-12, down 10.35. In the NHL, Cannon still your leader, 13-10-1, up 4.95 units. Markel 2-0, up 2.42 units. 2 winners yesterday with the Leafs puck line and the Rangers puck line there. Drewski 2-2, down 0.2 units. Mr. Numbers is 3-3, down a unit. Fernando Mendoza 0-3, down 3.45 units. Untouchable 9-27, but only down 4 units because he's had some really nice big plus cashers, but he's on a little bit of a struggle right now. He always gives us plus money though. For those pay attention to his plays. Bailey hasn't given out plays. We haven't seen Bailey in a few days. I wonder where he is. And then Robert 88 and 158, down 28.92 units. College basketball 28, 24 and 1 for Cannon, up 1.53 units. Nathan Cerna 1-0, up 1 unit there. In the NFL, which we'll have plenty today, Cannon 2-1, up 0.9 units. Nathan down 1.10 units, and Robert down 1.40 units. And after yesterday, college football. Wow, Cannon, what a freaking day yesterday with your FCS and the FBS. You went 18-4 on your posted plays here. 24-5, up 19.66 units for Cannon. An absolute run right now for him. Untouchable 0-1, down 1 unit. And Robert 0-2, down 2.18 units there. That is all the standings for the updated standings for today. Let's get into some football. And I'm hoping to start to turn around this season. I was down, I think, 17 entering last week. Now 15. Let's start to work towards the right direction. I'm not a huge fan of this card. I've moved on a few spots. I've only moved on 1 spot. And I'm going to be pulling the trigger on plays this morning. But I did move on this game here. Did a free pick video for it last night. And actually, I'm able to get 4.5 at -110 right here. So I'm going to grab that real quick because I forgot to pull the trigger on that. All right, I forgot to bet the game last night, but I knew I was going to bet it here. Let's get into it. The Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts. The Bills 4.5-point favorites, depending on your book. Total 46.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Look ahead line was a 4. Opening line was a 4.5, and it dropped down to a 4. Got down to a 3.5 for a minute, and then it went right back up to a 4. So buy back on 3.5 there on the Buffalo Bills. Look ahead line 47.5. Opening line 47, down to a 46.5. So half-point line movement towards the under, and a half-point line movement towards these Colts. We have 79% of tickets and 75% of cash on the Bills. And the lines move towards the Colts. 75% of tickets, 66% of cash on the over, and the lines dropped a half point towards the under. Taking a look at what these teams have done as of late, the Colts have been a really, really strong team this year against the number. They're 7-2 ATS this year with only a 4-5 record. So this is a team that's not particularly winning games, but they're covering. So they're coming in off a game, though, where they didn't cover. It was the first time they didn't cover since the Green Bay game back on September 15th. They had covered 6 in a row against the Bears, Steelers, Jaguars, Titans, Dolphins, and Texans previously to that. On the flip side, the Buffalo Bills have won 4 in a row. They covered in 3 of those games. They're coming in off of a game against the Miami Dolphins where they won 30-27, a back-and-forth game, which I believe included the longest field goal made in Buffalo Bills history to win that game. And so they come from a divisional opponent last week. They play a Colts team that's probably not on their radar too much. And then they get the Chiefs and the 49ers the next 2 weeks after this one. I think this is a clear look-ahead spot here for me. I'm on the Colts. I got them at plus 4.5 at minus 110. I think this is a good spot for Indianapolis after a primetime loss. More of the factor, though, is I think this is a terrible spot for the Buffalo Bills after with their scheduling spot here. Now, this could be easily a situation where scheduling spot and situational spot be damned, and the Bills come out here and blow out the Colts. If they do, I tip my cap because those are the truly elite teams. If the Bills are considered a Super Bowl contender, they win this game. They absolutely do, and they cover because that's what elite Super Bowl contending teams will do. Spot be damned type of thing there. But I like this spot on the Colts. Everybody's on the Bills. So the line's moving towards the Colts since the opening line. And it's a bad situational spot. This could easily be the Bills looking ahead to next week to the team that knocked them out last year. So I'm on the Colts here plus the points in this game against the Buffalo Bills. There we go. There you go. Second, you're all good. It happens. That's why I follow my boy, Robert. There you go. What's good, Markel? Drewski starting it off with the Bills -4, -108. Robert on the Bills team total over 26.5. We got some college basketball too. Yes, we do. Which I need to take a look. When does the first game start for that? Because I need to keep that in mind. With the show noon. All right. Which I believe one of our games that I have to put up is it a noon start? Wisconsin game? That is a noon start. So I have to put that up hopefully by the end of the show. Actually, I'll quickly do that right now. Wisconsin is a play there for college basketball. I just need to put this up because we finished typing stuff up this morning. So I put, is there? Oh, no, because you have to type in the actual mascot. Okay, good. Oh, wow, that's up to a 15.5 now. All right, then we may be okay. Or was that still value? It's still value at 15.5. Should be 19. All right, yeah. So Wisconsin minus the 15.5. 15. We're able to get 15 on Bet Rivers. Cool. I just need to put this up real quick. With it starting at noon, and I know and I know by the time I finish this show, it's going to be past that start time. And then the rest are good. All right, cool. Buffalo and lean over. Marcos. There you go. Cook over 60 yards at -160. Doesn't the Bills have the Chiefs next? They do. Mahomes doesn't cover, and he's an elite Super Bowl contender. They've actually covered a decent amount this year. They haven't covered the last 2 weeks, but they actually cover a decent amount this year. Lost a 20-leg parlay. Chris Brown over 9.5 points. Pittsburgh money line. Fresno State money line. Ouch. Rays Davis 25 plus rushing yards at plus 105. Bills are frauds. Colts all the way. EIU plus 27.5 there. Gonzaga minus 3,000. Please don't. No. That's where I draw the line. We're not laying more than minus 1,000 juice here. That's not happening. Sorry. That's where I draw the line. Punch the Colts in the mouth, Bills. We'll see. Let's get into the next matchup here. Another game that I have that I did play as a contest play that I am moving on here. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Minnesota Vikings. We have the Vikings as 7-point favorites in this game, total 43 in this one here. Obviously, the big news in this game, no Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if that's particularly a bad thing now. Line opened up 4. Look at line 4. Lawrence gets injured. It opens up 5, and it's all the way up to a 7. I'm sorry. Trevor Lawrence in 2024 is not worth 3 points. It's not. It's just plain and simply not. The look-ahead line, 47.5. Opening line, 47. Down to a 43. So once again, is Mac Jones really worth a 4-point drop on the total and a 3-point line movement on the side? Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here. We do have 83% of tickets and 84% of cash on the Vikings. So that does make sense. 79% of tickets, 64% of cash on the over. And the line is moving towards the under big time in this game. But I feel like that's more injury related than it is market related here in this game. We have the Minnesota Vikings coming in, playing. Finally, they got off the schneid there. They lost 2 in a row, and then they beat the Colts 21-13. On the flip side, Jacksonville is 2-7, but they're 5-4 against the number. So this is a team that's been losing but covering. Their last game, their game last week, they were 7.5-point dogs against Philly, and they lost by 5. Their previous game, they were 3.5-point dogs against Green Bay, and they lost by 3. So this has been a team that's been winning, that's not been winning, but they've been covering as of late. And I look for them to do the same thing here. I think this line's too much. I think this line's moved too much. I think the betting bias of Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence getting hurt is wrong. And Trevor Lawrence in the year 2024 down to Mac Jones is not worth 3 points. So I'm on the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I got him at +7 at -105. Let me also put that up on CapperTek here. I'm on Jacksonville in this spot. I think this line is this line's a little bit ridiculous now too. So if that's an argument, then I probably add the Cowboys later in the card as well because that line's moved crazy because of quarterback move. But yeah, I know it's not going to be a popular play, but I'm going to be on I'm on the Jags in this one. Vikings -7, no surprise there. The Vikings fan is on the Vikings and Jefferson touchdown. Vikings -7. Parleys defense, fair. Yes, I know who Justin Jefferson over 96.5 receiving yards. Yep. At -114. Minnesota in the over. Jags will have 0 production, easy play. Jags team total under and full game under. Addison over 42.5 receiving yards. Why can't I root for the Vikings? No, I'm not. No, I wasn't saying you're not. I'm just saying, shocker, the Vikings fan is betting the Vikings. I was being funny. You're good. Let's move on. We have the Washington Commanders and the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game here. Ooh, I can actually get an affordable money line price here over on CapperTek. Nice. In this one here, Washington Commanders 2.5-point favorites, total of 45.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Wow, it's actually dropped down to a 2 now. This line, look at line though, was a -1.5. Opening line was a 2.5, or more 2.5. Now it's down to a 2. So wow, a line movement here towards these Steelers finally, because I know money was coming in on the Steelers most of the week, and the line's finally moving towards the Steelers. Because that was when I took this, the line was moving towards the Commanders. When I made this a contest pick, the line was moving towards the Commanders. I still need to go ahead and pull the trigger on it here, which I'm glad I waited because the line's moving in my favor or moving against me here, and I can get -130 on the money line rather than laying 2.5. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Commanders -130 money line for me here in this game. When we look at this Commanders team, they've well overachieved, I think, a little bit But so is the Steelers team, 6-2 straight up in ATS. The Commanders are 7-2, 7-1-1 ATS. They're in contention for this division for sure. They've won 3 straight games. They've won 7 of their last 8. This Commanders team, and they have covered in basically every game since their Week 1 loss. So I'm on the Washington Commanders at -130 here. One thing that does concern me a little bit is that it is the Steelers off of a bye. But they're a little bit of a public dog. They're 66% of tickets, 71% of the cash is on the Steelers. And finally, the line's moved slightly towards the Steelers. It's been moving towards the Commanders all week, even though the money was on the Steelers. 81% of tickets, 90% of the cash on the over here as well. I'm on Washington. Give me the Commanders in this one at -130. Well, under 45.5. I'm assuming this is for Commanders. Commanders, money line -125. Yep. Card after the show. Yep. Steelers +2. And that one there. All right. We'll move on. This is a game I wanted to get involved with, but just not everything correlated for me here. Maybe I could talk myself onto the Dirty Birds here. But let's get into it here. Atlanta taking on New Orleans in this game here. Look ahead line -1, opening line -3, and now we're up to a 3.5 at least. So we have at least a little bit of market respect here with the money coming in on the Falcons. Line open up, look ahead line 47, opening line 46.5. It's still at 46.5, so really no line movement on the total there as well. 81% of tickets, 76% of the cash is on the over. This one, 82% of tickets, 84% cash on the Falcons in this game here. You can mark me safe from back in the Saints team, and you know my opinion on the Saints. I said heading into the year, this could be one of the worst teams in football, and they're 2-7 after a 2-0 start. This Falcons team has really picked it up as of late. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. They've covered in 4 of those. They're coming in off of a 27-21 victory over the Dallas Cowboys in their last week. The New Orleans Saints, they started off 2-0 with wins over Carolina and Dallas, and they've lost 7 in a row since against Philly, Atlanta, Kansas City, Tampa Bay, Denver, LA, Chargers, and the Carolina Panthers. They lost 7-point favorites last week. I told you there was no way I was laying a touchdown with the Saints last week. I want the Saints never this year. I never want the Saints this year, ever. It's just no, and more no. I have them under 7.5 wins. Give me 3 more losses, and that's a winner there. And this is dirty birds or nothing for me. I would only be on the Falcons in this game. Only be on the Falcons. But we got to wonder when maybe it's be a buy or selling low type of spot there on the Saints. I don't think this is a spot like that. I would only look towards the -3.5 with the Saints or the Falcons, but I'm not moving on it. Washington and the under 2. Atlanta team total over 26.5. I can see that. Under 46.5, so a little bit of differing in opinions there. Atlanta and the under. Atlanta first half. Falcons smash -112. And Bijan anytime. That would be -3.5. Drewski, it's -3.5. The money line is not -112. It is -180. -200 range. So let me know if that Falcons play is -3.5. Saints money line for Kirk Gray. Good luck. Pats over Vikings. I'm on the Jaguars, and I don't really have a feel on that total at the moment. -3. Where are you finding a -3? I see 3.5s. I don't see a 3 anywhere. A 3 would cost you. That should be a 3.5. Princeton Tigers -7.5, -110. There you go. Vikings, Jets, Lions money line +260. There you go. And back with Drewski with the -3. Guys, please don't lie about the lines you're betting them at. Please don't lie. Because I can tell it's a 3.5 everywhere, so don't tell me it's a 3 at normal juice. Thank you. Let's move on. we have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs 7.5-point favorites, total 42 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one, where it has moved towards these Denver Broncos. Look at line 8.5, opening line 9, and it's gone from a 9 down to an 8.5, down to an 8. Now it's down to a 7.5. And we're seeing 7.5 juice towards the Broncos, so we might be seeing 7 soon. Look at line 43, opening line 41.5. It's now 42.5, so we'll move towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow with 83% of tickets, 69% of cash on the over. No shock, it's moving there. 64% of tickets and 53% of cash on the Chiefs. Yet this line's moving towards the Broncos. I moved on this earlier in the week. This was the first free pick video I did for the NFL this week. I took the Broncos at +8. When you look at this matchup here, we have, I get it, it's Bo Nix's first appearance in Arrowhead. I think this could be a look-at spot for the Kansas City Chiefs next week. The Chiefs are coming in off of a Monday Night Football win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next week, they go to Buffalo. You think that's an important game for them? I get it. It's a divisional opponent, but you think that the Chiefs would care if they win this game by 3 points or 21 points? I don't think so. A win's a win in this situation, and we've seen that with the Kansas City Chiefs. They've won back-to-back weeks, and they've not covered as more than touchdown favorites. They've been more than a touchdown favorite twice this year, and it's the last 2 weeks, and they've covered in none of them. They've been at least a 6-point favorite 4 times this year, and they've covered in 1 of them. So this is a team that you want them at more as a cheaper favorite than you want them as a bigger favorite, this Kansas City Chiefs team. And we have the Denver Broncos coming in off of an embarrassing 41-10 loss. So we have the Broncos coming in off of a bad loss, and the Chiefs coming in off of a Monday Night Football win. The Chiefs have the Bills on deck, which could be a game for the potential number 1 pick or number 1 seed. Now, granted, the Chiefs are still 8-0. They're still the best team in the AFC, but I'm taking the points here in this game. Give me the Broncos plus the 8 in this one. 49ers game over 50.5. I do look that way. I'm probably going to add that. -3.5. Yep, I got you. KC in the over. Chiefs -7 at -115. There you go. Chiefs -7.5 at even money. Chiefs blowing these guys out. If they do, I'll tip my cap. 25-12 Chiefs. Kareem Hunt, KC fantasy points over 14.5. Just let me know if it wins or loses on Twitter afterwards, so I know, because I don't really know the scoring too much for that. We'll keep it going. The San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have the Niners as 6.5-point favorites in this game. Total 50.5. As it was mentioned earlier in the chat there, the over in this game. That was what I had written down that I would like to move on in this game was the what was the over in this game. And we will and let's get into the line history in this one. We have this line opened up at a minus. Look ahead line was a 6.5. Opening line was a 6, and now it's back to a 6.5. So we have a half-point line movement towards the Niners. Look ahead line 48. Opening line 49. Now it's a 50.5. Move towards the over here as well. It's still under that key number of 51 for those interested in that. 72% of tickets, 64% of cash on the over. At least the line is moving towards the over. 60% of tickets, 67% of cash is on the Niners, and the line's moving towards San Fran in this game here too. I do believe San Fran puts up points in this game. And one thing we've seen from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is their defense has struggled as of late. And I can definitely see that happening again here against a struggle or against a decent offense, my bad. And the San Francisco 49ers off of a bye week. They had their bye last week. And previous to that, they put up 30 points against the Cowboys. So this is an offense in their wins are scoring 30 plus. Their 4 wins this year, 32-19, 30-13, 36-24, 30-24. Their losses, 17-23, 24-27, 23-24, and 18-28. So every single time the Niners have won a game this year, it has been by scoring 30-plus points. They are 4-0 when they score 30-plus. They are 0-4 when they don't. So kind of an interesting trend there. If we think the Niners win this game, they put up 30 points. Their team total over 28.5. And I think that's going to ultimately lead to me to a double up here in this spot where I can get the over 50.5 at minus 110. And the San Francisco 49ers team total over 28.5 at minus 115. I believe that the Niners do win this game, and that we get a good offensive showing here from the Niners. Because when we look at this Buccaneers team, look at their defense as of late. 30 points against the Chiefs given up, 31 against the Falcons, 41 against the Ravens, 27 against the Saints, 36 against the Falcons, 16 against the Eagles, but 26 against the Broncos. So this is a team that's been giving up points in bunches as of late. And looking at the San Francisco 49ers, they need to put up points. And they need to get on the right track because they're not what we thought they were going to be this year. I did not have the 49ers being 4-4 after 8 games. So I'm on the Niners team total over 28.5 minus 115. I'm on the full game over 50.5 at minus 110. Under 50.5. San Fran in the over. San Francisco team total over 7.5 at minus 140. Niners minus 6.5 minus 118. Brock 250 plus passing yards minus 150. There you go. CMC first touchdown is plus 359. Yuck, that's horrible value. Yeah, it's not the greatest number, but he's back. So there's that. But we will move on here. Try to keep it going. We have 5 games left, and we have a ton of basketball games to get through. Chicago Bears and New England Patriots. Bears 6-point favorites in this game. Total of 38.5 in this spot. Look ahead line 7 for the Bears. Opening line 6.5, and it's down to a 6. This hits down to a 5.5. If this got down to a 5.5, this is Patriots, which is ugly. Look at line 40. Opening line 39.5, and it's now down to a 38.5. So we do have a move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this spot here between the Bears and the Patriots, where we have 83% of tickets, 65% of cash on the over. We have 61% tickets and 67% cash on the Bears, and the line's moving towards these Patriots in this game. Now, do I want the New England Patriots in this spot? Not particularly. They're 2-7 straight up. They're 3-5-1 ATS. They're 1-4 away from Foxborough. The Bears are 4-4 this year. They've won every they've won every home game. They've lost every road game. So at Soldier Field is where you want to back the Bears. Am I laying close to a touchdown with them? The answer is a simple no. Do I want anything total-wise? The answer is a no. I think this was the easiest pass on the board, so no action for me here. Bears and Patriots. Bears minus 6, minus 105, and Swift anytime touchdown, plus 115. There you go. We'll keep on moving. Another game I really don't have too much of an interest in here, the LA Chargers and the Tennessee Titans. The Chargers are 8-point favorites in this game, total of 39. We're starting to see some 39.5s. Look at line 7, opening line 7.5. It's now up to an 8. Look at line 38, opening line 38. Now it's up to a 39.5. So we move towards the over here in this one as well, which is interesting because the Chargers have been an awesome under team this year. And I said they were going to be an under team this year, and I have not bet enough Charger unders. That being said, I'm not going to be on this one. We have 85% of tickets and 66% of cash on the Chargers. At least the line's moving towards them, but I'm not going to be betting them. And we have 82% of tickets and 71% of cash on the over, and the line's moving towards the over in this one here at the very least. The Chargers are 1-7 over under this year. I really don't have an interest in the side. I really don't have an interest in the total. I don't want the Titans, but I don't want to lay more than a touchdown with the Chargers. This is another pretty simple pass here for me. No action here, Titans and Chargers. Titans +8. There you go. Chicago in the under, and LA Chargers in the under. I wouldn't talk anybody off the under in this game there. 3 games remaining. Let's keep it moving. Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles 7.5 point favorites in this game. Total 43.5. Look ahead line 2.5. Opening line 6. Up to a 7.5. So basically nothing but line movement towards the Eagles, especially with Dak Prescott out. Look ahead line 48.5. Opening line 45. We're down to a 44. Move towards the under. Move towards these Eagles. We have 81% of tickets, 75% of cash on the Eagles. Lines moving towards the Eagles in this spot. 87% of tickets, 87% of cash on the over. The line has moved towards the over. And I kind of had an idea with this matchup all week. And I think I'm going to put my plan into action here. I was going to wait till game day to bet the Dallas Cowboys on this game plus the points. And it's pretty simple. I knew everybody was going to bet the Eagles with the Cowboys without Dak Prescott. I knew that was going to happen. I thought this line was going to hit an 8. It appeared to stop at a 7.5, and we're starting to see some 7s pop up. So we're starting to see some bounce back, buyback here on the Dallas Cowboys, which doesn't surprise me. It's going to be Cooper Rush for the Cowboys in this game, and I think at the very least they keep it close. And I think 7.5 is a little ridiculous. Is Dak Prescott worth 5 points from Cooper Rush? Say maybe 3. So I think this line's moved too much here in this spot. And I'm going to take the Cowboys here at home plus 7.5 minus 125 over on ESPN bet. Titans money line. Good luck. Eagles -7, -115, and Barkley anytime touchdown. Filling the under. One of these big dogs, the last 3 games is going to win. Pats, Titans, Cowboys. Cowboys would be my pick out of the 3. Dallas would be it for that if I had to pick one for this spot. Wild puck line. Yeah, they came through last night. Jalen Hurts. Oh, no, that's tonight. Yeah. Jalen Hurts 2+ passing touchdowns at plus 150. I could see the Titans covering. Yeah, I don't trust the Chargers as 8-point favorites. Are the Cowboys tanking? No. I don't think they'll be a tanking team as long as Jerry Jones is the owner. Titans +8. Titans plus 315. Going for the bomb. Love it. Love it. Let's move on. Now looking at it, I kind of wish I put the Cowboys in as a contest pick instead of the Jets. But let's get into it here. We have the New York Jets and the Arizona Cardinals. Look ahead line, pick 'em. Opening line, pick 'em. Now it's -2 for the Jets. Look ahead line, 44.5. Opening line, 45, up to a 46.5. So move towards the over here as well. We have 62% of tickets and 58% of cash on the Cardinals. The line's moving towards the Jets. So an interesting line, interesting market in that game. 72% of tickets and 50% of cash on the over in this one as well. We have the Jets finally starting to put together some halfway decent football. As of late, they are, my bad, halfway decent football. They won 1 game. They finally snapped the 5-game losing streak. And this is a very, very crucial part of the Jets' schedule, because their toughest matchup the next few weeks is this one right here against the Arizona Cardinals. After this, they're home against the Colts. They're home against the Seahawks. They're in Miami. They're in Jacksonville before they end the season with the Rams, the Bills, and the Dolphins. And I see the Jets winning at least 4 of the next 5 weeks and bringing themselves back into playoff contention. That's kind of the way I see this Jets team. On the flip side, this Cardinals team has been playing awesome. They've won 3 in a row. They're coming off of a 29-9 win against the Chicago Bears. But with the tickets coming in on the Cardinals, the line moving towards the Jets, I'm on the Jets here in this game. I put them in as a contest pick. Wasn't the most confident pick in there, but the more and more I see the market develop, the more I like it. And I'm going to see what the money line in this game is. Minus 125 over on BetMGM. I'm going to take that there. Jets money line minus 125 here for me in this game against the Cardinals. So let's find the Jets here. Minus 122 over on CapperTek, but minus 125 is the official play there for me. Jets money line minus 130. There you go. Arizona in the under. Discount double check. Is Rodgers washed? Who knows? He keeps going on DMT trips. Jets minus 1.5, minus 112, and Wilson over 70 receiving yards, minus 125. Yeah. I can't believe we can bet on a guy that smokes DMT. There you go. Last game of the NFL card before we get into the way too large NBA card, where we had the Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans. At the very least, I have futures on both these teams. I don't feel the need to force a play in this game. Look at line 3, opening line 3.5, and it's still a 3.5. It did get down to a 3 in a moment there. Look at line 48.5, opening line 48. It's up to a 50. So we'll move towards the over here as well. We have 70% of the ticket, or 80% of the ticket, 71% of cash on the Lions. The line's moving. The line's not really moving. But we've seen the public on the Lions basically every week, and they've been winning and covering. This is the best team in football, in my opinion. If I was making power rankings, the Detroit Lions are number 1. And yes, I know there's an undefeated team in Kansas City. I think that the Lions are a better team than the Chiefs. 82% of tickets, 62% of cash on the over in this one as well. The Lions have won and covered 6 straight games against Green Bay, Tennessee, Minnesota, Dallas, Seattle, and Arizona. On the flip side, this Texans team, I think, is semi-fraudulent. They're coming in off of a Thursday night loss against the New York Jets, and which they had won 4 of the last 5 games before that, and they are dealing with a little bit of injuries. That being said, I'm still not very high on this Houston Texans team. This is Detroit or nothing for me. This is over or nothing, but I don't like how public everything is there, especially with this being the Sunday Night Football game. Now, if we see the Cowboys win, Titans win, Bucks win, Broncos win, a Jaguars win, a Patriots win, something along those lines to kill parlays, because a lot of people are going to make their chalk parlays, and where are they going to finish their parlay? With the Lions. If we see the chalk parlays die earlier in the game, earlier in the slate, I might add the Lions minus 3.5 because there'll be a lot of liability on the chalk parlays with the Lions on Sunday Night Football if we see all the chalk come in early. Not a game I'm feeling the need to get involved with. I have the Lions to win the division. I have the Lions over 10.5 wins, and I have the Texans to miss the playoffs, and the Texans under 9.5 wins. A Lions win, regardless of the margin, is the best result for me. I don't feel the need to force a bet in this game. So, pass here in this one. Yes. Members card after the show, yes. Lions minus 3.5, minus 101, indoor game for the Lions, yeah. Who played the Lions last week? That would be the Green Bay Packers, who are on a bye. They're on a bye, the Packers, unfortunately. Lions minus 3.5, minus 112. Yeah, system play. Yeah, system play would be whoever the Packers play next week because even after a bye week with Dallas, they lost to the Niners. So that would mean the system play would be on the Chicago Bears next week against these Green Bay Packers there. So that is the entire NFL card. Let's make the transition to the NBA off of a 2-0 day yesterday. So we will get into some of the association now. We'll try to run through this pretty quickly because I don't feel like spending forever breaking down the NBA. But we will do our due diligence because that's what we do here at the Earle Sports Bet Show is we break down each and every game. We have the Detroit Pistons taking on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets are 3.5, 4-point favorites in this game. Total of 218.5. As I'm trying to get the line history up in this one here, let's take a look at the market in this game where we have 67% of tickets and 67% of cash on the Rockets. 92% of tickets and 89% of cash on the over in this one here. I'm still waiting for the line history to come through. So let's talk about what these two teams have done so far this year. It's been an improvement a little bit from Detroit from their start last year, where they went 2-1, then lost, 28 straight games. It was an absolutely ugly season there for the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Pistons. And we're seeing a better start for them. 4-6, still not great, but from what we saw last year from them, can't complain. They're coming in off of a 122 to 121 win over the Atlanta Hawks. The Rockets are coming in off of a bad loss there. They're 7.5-point dogs. They lose by 19 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Really no shame in losing to the Thunder. The Thunder are blowing out everybody and anybody this year. So there's that. They're 5-4 straight up in ATS. They're 4-5 over under. They're 2-2 away from home. And there we go. Now we finally have the line history. This line opened up at a 2. It's up to a 4 now for the Houston Rockets. So I do expect the Rockets to show up in this game a little bit after the embarrassing loss, really, in their last game to those to the Thunder. Still not an embarrassing loss, but the blowout loss. My bad. I keep phrasing that wrong. Line opened up 220.5 down to a 218. So it tells me that the Rockets come in and play some defense and shut down the Pistons, which I feel like they can do. The Pistons like to play a little bit slower of pace, and the Rockets are coming in off of giving up 126 points to the Thunder. So I think they can maybe step up defensively here in this spot. So leaning towards the Rockets here for me, but it's a pass at the moment. Rockets, minus 140. Literally, as I'm about to click it, minus 165. Ouch. So, all right, gotcha. Rockets minus 170 and green over 22 plus points, minus 125. Over 218. And Houston there for Marcos. Let's continue on. The Milwaukee Bucks are taking on the Boston Celtics. The Celtics 4.5-point road favorites, total of 228. And the line opened up at a 3. It's now a 4.5. So we have a move towards the Boston Celtics in this game. And the Celtics have kind of controlled this matchup here. They've won 7 of the last 10 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Line opened up at a 3. It's now a 4.5. Line opened up 229. It's down to 228. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 81% of tickets, 81% of cash on the Celtics, and the line's moving towards the Celtics at the very least. They're showing respect towards the market. 89% of tickets, 82% of the cash is on the over here as well. We have the Boston Celtics, who have not covered in 3 of their last 4 games. The only game they covered in was a 30-point win over the Hawks as 10-point favorites. They didn't cover as 10.5-point favorites against the Hornets in that 10-point win. They lost outright as 7-point favorites to the Warriors. And then their bounce-back game was a 4-point win against the Brooklyn Nets as 13.5-point favorites. The Bucks are coming in off of a bad loss where they lost 116 to 94 against the New York Knicks, which came off the heels of their first win of them snapping their 6-game losing streak with 123 to 100 win over the Utah Jazz. I would only look towards the Celtics in this game, personally. I have no interest in the Bucks at this point. I think this is a reasonable enough price to want to back the Celtics. The line is at least moved towards the Celtics, so it's not like it was a trap line and the line's really low. No, the line's at least moved with the Celtics here in this spot. And you would think maybe after playing a poor game against Brooklyn, getting beat by Golden State, that this team shows up here in this spot against a team they've played in the playoffs in the last few years, and things along those lines. I would only look toward, if I'm playing, I'm laying. It is an early start game at 3:30 there for this one here, but it's a no play for me here. No action for me in this game. Let's keep it going. Celtics team total over. I think that's a good way to approach it as well. Celtics minus 4.5 and Lillard 25 plus points at minus 160. The NFL is the only sports where live player props are weird. Yeah. Amari Cooper ruled out today against the Colts. Interesting. Well, he didn't play last week either. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Make sure he's healthy for that Chiefs game. Let's keep it going here. The New York Knicks against the Indiana Pacers. Just when we thought the Knicks were in a little bit of trouble, bam, they blow out the Bucks in their last game there. Granted, the Bucks have been terrible this year, but still, the line opened up at a 3. It's still a 3. Line opened up at a 228. It's a 229 now, and we have nope. Okay, I saw somebody pop in, and then their camera was off. So there's that. Line opened up 228. It's now 229. So we do have a move towards this over 1 point, and we have really no line movement on the side here between the Knicks and the Pacers. 46% of the tickets, 65% of cash on the Knicks. The line's not really moving, but at least there's some sharp money coming on New York. 87% of tickets, 88% of cash on the over. And the line is not really moving there. All right, my bad. The line's moved a point towards the over. It's Knicks for nothing for me in this game, and we're starting to see some 3.5s pop up there. So I think maybe that's enough for me, maybe to pull the trigger on the Knicks here in this spot. Oh, I can get 2.5 minus 115 on BetMGM. Sign me up. I'm going to take the Knicks here in this one, minus the 2.5. It's also a little bit of playoff revenge. But these two teams did play on Halloween, and it was a Knicks blowout. So maybe, I don't know. But for me, I'll take a shot here. And I'm starting to see some 3.5s pop up. So I'll snipe the 2.5. I'm getting a 3 on CapperTek, but I'll lay the 2.5 here with the New York Knicks in this game for this one. Over 229 minus 110, and the Knicks minus 3. There you go. We'll keep it going. We have the Washington Wizards and the Orlando Magic. Magic. Magic, 10.5 point favorites in this game. Total of 222. A ridiculous number for a Magic team that is not playing good basketball right now. Granted, they're coming in off of a win, 115-88, which snapped a 5-game losing streak since losing Ben Chara. On the flip side, we have the Wizards, who are playing terrible. They've lost 3 in a row. They've not covered any of them against Memphis, Golden State, and Miami, as 10, 11, and 7.5 point dogs. So even getting a decent number with the Wizards, you're not really getting the value there. Line opened up at a 9, it's up to a 10.5. Line opened up to 21.5, it's up to a 222. The Wizards do not play much defense at all. We had 37% of the tickets, 67% of the cash on the Magic, so sharp money coming in on the Magic in this game. 89% of tickets, 89% of the cash on the over in this spot here. One thing I want to kind of look at in this game, instead of laying the number with the Magic, is something else here, because one thing we have noticed with the Washington Wizards is they don't play much defense. So I think, this is definitely a much better way of approaching this game, and I'm going to go ahead and grab that instead. Team total over 116.5 at minus 115. I think this is a much better way of backing the Orlando Magic without asking them to win by double digits. Score me 117 points. That's all I'm going to ask you to do, because when you look at what this Wizards team has done defensively as of late, 128 points against the Grizzlies, 125 points against the Wizards, or against the Warriors, my bad. 118 against the Grizzlies, 120 against the Hawks, 119 against the Hawks, 135 against the against the Cavaliers, 122 points against the Boston Celtics. They've given up at least 117 in every single game so far this season. I'll take the team total over 116.5. I think that's something I'm going to start doing with the Wizards, is just start taking team total overs against them. I think that's the best way to approach Wizards games, is just start taking team total overs against them. In this game, or in this spot here, I'm going to take a shot here with the Magic, but I'm not going to lay the double digits in this game. I'm going to take the team total over at minus 116.5 minus 115. I think that's a better way to approach this game rather than the spread. Are the Pacers live? I don't know. I like it, Earle. Knickerbockers, yeah. Any college basketball games making your card today? Yes. The first one is in 35 minutes. We put them up. Is Wisconsin laying the points at 15? Wisconsin minus 15. And then the other games will be posted afterwards because the other ones are later in the day. So yes, college basketball will make the card. Wisconsin is the only one that probably won't be up. That'll probably start. Wisconsin will be the only one that starts before the show is over. All right, I'll keep going there. Orlando Magic. Magic team total over 116. Under 222.5, over 221 or over 221. There you go. Over 222 minus 115. Whoa. What's the odds for? Yeah. I got over 221.5 minus 110. Wow. Shop around. That's the important thing. Shop around. Is that a Waterboy jersey? Yes. It's a Bobby Boucher jersey. Yes, it is. Let's keep it going. Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves. This next matchup here, the Wolves 8-point favorites, total of 218. Look, opening line 8. Now it's still an 8. Got down to a 7.5 per minute. Opening line 217.5. It's now 218. So we have a slight move towards the over here as well. We have 65% of tickets and 74% cash on the Timberwolves. The line's not moving. 93% of tickets, 94% cash on the over. The line is, I believe, moving it has moved slightly towards the over in this game here. We have the Heat at 3-5 straight up in ATS this year. 4-4 over under, 1-2 on the road. Timberwolves 6-3 straight up, 4-5 ATS, 6-3 over under, 4-1 in Minnesota this year. They've won 3 games in a row, and they've covered in all 3 of them. 3 blowout wins. They were double-digit favorites in all 3 against Portland, Chicago, and Charlotte. And now they're 7.5-point favorites against the Heat. Heat are coming in off of they've lost 3 in a row in 4 of the last 5 games. They're struggling. They're coming in off of a blowout loss, 135-122 against the Denver Nuggets in their last game. I have no interest in this game whatsoever. I've been burned too many times backing the Timberwolves. I've been burned fading the Timberwolves. They are my Achilles heel this year in the NBA. It's this freaking T-Wolves team. So it's a no play for me here in this one. My mama told me that sports betting is the devil. Yeah. Leaning over, but not playing it. Yeah. Do we have? I feel like I don't know if I added this clip or not. We do have a Waterboy clip in here.
Oh no! We suck again!
Now we have a Waterboy clip in there. Nice. We'll keep it going though. Golden State Warriors, Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder 6.5-point favorites, total of 228 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Where it opened up at a 6, it's still a 6. Line opened up at a 229, it's a 228. So we'll move towards the under here and no move on the side. A little bit of a road public dog. And this one here, 74% of tickets, 73% of cash is on the Warriors in this game. 96% of tickets, 96% of cash on the over in this one as well. The 2 best teams so far in the Western Conference this season, the Golden State Warriors and the Oklahoma City Thunder, 8-1 are the Thunder, 7-2 ATS, 4-5 over under, a perfect 4-0 at Paycom Center there in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. On the flip side, Golden State 7-2 straight up NATS. They're 6-3 over under, and they're 5-1 on the road. So they have been road warriors in this game, to quote Marcos there in that one. And this is an interesting series because I look at the last few games that these two teams have played. The Thunder have won 4 in a row against them. Okay. Nope. I read that. Okay. They've won 3 in a row against them. But they have two. They, for whatever reason, they have that December 8th game from last year posted twice. I don't understand that. Back-to-back games have gone to overtime between the two teams. So that's kind of interesting there. This market right here is telling me Oklahoma City blows them out, and it's a double-digit win for them here. You have all the tickets and all the money on the Warriors as public road chalk, and this line is some spots gone up to a 6.5. Sign me up for the Thunder here in this one. I look at this as a statement game for Oklahoma City, as we are starting to see some 6.5s pop up. I'm able to get a 5.5 here over on BetMGM at -115. So grabbing that here, Oklahoma City plus 5.5 or -5.5, -115 for this game. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. OKC -5.5 there. I'm getting 6 on my CapperTek, but Oklahoma City is going to make the card here. Oklahoma City -5.5 for me, and -6 on the site. So once again, shop around, but there you go. Let's see. Wolves team total over 113 -110. You know, Wolves -7 -115. Wolves for me. OKC -6, my bet. There you go. Over 227.5 at -112. Oklahoma City team total over 107 -110. OKC -6 and -112, and Chet over 29 pro, and OKC -6.5. There we go. So people are siding with me there, fading that public dog. Let's keep it going though. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Charlotte Hornets. What a matchup this one is this year. No Embiid and all that.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is definitely a 1-800-GAMBLER game, guys. Let's get into it here. We have the Sixers opening up at 5.5-point favorites. It's now down to a 4.5. Line opened up at a 222.5. It's down to a 213. A massive move towards the under here in this spot. With 92% of tickets, 77% of cash on the over. Now we have 52% of tickets and 59% of cash on the Sixers. The line's moving towards the Hornets in this game here. You guys know I love me a good old-fashioned bum fight. And I was kind of interested in this matchup here, taking the points with the Hornets. In this game, I do not trust the Sixers laying any type of number. The Hornets have been playing the better basketball this year. They're 4-5 straight up. They're 5-4 ATS. They're 2-6-1 over under. They're 1-2 on the road though. They've won 2 straight. They've covered in 3 of 4. So this is a Hornets team that is playing decent basketball. They beat the Pistons and the Pacers the last 2 games, and they blew out the Pacers 103-83 there. And we have the Sixers returning home after a road trip. They had 1 day off after losing back-to-back or 2 games in LA against the Clippers and the Lakers. And I think this is just situationally a bad spot here for the Sixers in this one. I like the way the Hornets are playing as of late. The line's moving towards Charlotte. Tells me they're a live dog in this game here. And I'm going to move on the Hornets here. At plus 4.5 at -105 is where I'll be with Charlotte in this game. I like with these ugly games, it's like a freaking car crash. You can't look away, and I want to run right towards it. I'm going to be on the Hornets here, plus the 4.5 in this game for me. Road Warriors, Houston, Milwaukee, Wolves, Indy, Orlando. There you go. Vikings money line, Wolves money line, Wild money line, parlay. Let's go. You know, Philly money line -185. That means we take the under 213, right? No, Hornets are too public dog. They are not. 48% of the tickets and 41% of the cash is on the spread. 18% of tickets and 35% of cash on the money line for the Hornets. They are anything but public. They're sharp. Charlotte Hornets money line plus 160. There you go. Not saying Philly can't win the game. I'm just asking the Hornets to keep it close. Let's keep it going. 4 games remaining on the card. We have the Dallas are on the basketball card, and we have 3 games in the NHL after this. Dallas Mavericks and the Denver Nuggets. Fun one here. Opened up 3 for the Nuggets, and now it's up to a 3.5. It did get up to a 5 at one point before coming back a little bit there. Line opened up 231. It's now 230.5. This is a big game if in the Western Conference here. Two teams that could very well be representing the West at the end of the year. Dallas represented the West last year. Denver represented it 2 years ago. So you never know. 66% of the tickets, 62% of the cash on the Mavericks, and the lines move towards the Nuggets. 83% of tickets, 80% of cash on the over here in this one. We have the Nuggets starting to play some better basketball. They've won 4 in a row and 6 of their last 7. They're coming in off of 135 to 122 win over the Miami Heat. They've won 4 of their last 5. They've covered in 4 of their last 5 after failing to cover in their first 4 games of the season. On the flip side, the Dallas Mavericks are coming in off of 114 to 113 loss against the Phoenix Suns. That ended a 5-game home trip for them. Now they hit the road, where the Dallas Mavericks have played 2 road games this year. That's it. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves on the road. They lost to the Suns on the road. So very limited sample size we have of road games for these Dallas Mavericks. Nuggets are 4-2 at home. They lost their first 2 games at home. They've won all 4 so far of their homestand. This is the last game of a 5-game homestand for the Denver Nuggets. Not my favorite spot to back a team, but it's Nuggets or nothing for me. If I'm betting this game, I would only look towards Denver laying the points. If I'm playing, I'm laying. I just don't know if I want to lay this many points against the Mavericks. 60% of the money on the Hornets. No. 48% of tickets, 41%. Oh, I'm bet online. Okay. I use Action Network, so there you go. Nuggets smashed -108 and Irving 30+ PRA. I'm assuming that's -3.5. Kind of want to take a shot on the underdog. Mavs +156, Max +142. So there you go. Shop around. That just shows you the different lines that you can get on some of these games. But let's keep it going here. We have the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. Pick 'em. Total of 228 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this one, where this line opened up at a 5 and it's down to a pick. Is Durant out? There's got to be an injury here. That I'm just. When lines move 5 points, I can tell something's up. Durant is out. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Kind of makes me want to take Phoenix with the lines moving 5 points with Durant out. Line opened up 231 down to a 227. This interests me in Phoenix at this number. 72% of the tickets and 63% of the cash on Phoenix money spread, and 77 and 50 on the money line kind of worries me a little bit. But I think this line move is more is definitely injury related. It's not market related. 85% tickets, 84% cash on the over. This for me is Phoenix or nada if I'm betting this game. If you wanted the Sacramento Kings, you could have gotten them at a better price yesterday before the Durant news. And seeing this line hitting +1.5 now over on ESPN Bet for the Phoenix Suns, I am very, very interested in the Suns money line in this game, and I'm gonna let the public keep hammering the Kings in this spot, and maybe I'll come around tonight and take a little Suns action here. Mavs money line, shocker. Marcos is against the Nuggets. Sacramento. KD out for the Suns. Kings money line. King me. I'm going to move on the opposite side here. Fuck it. Me and the Phoenix Suns in this game. I'm getting -102 on FanDuel. I'll let the bias come in and the line move freaking 5 points. Yeah, that's too much. This is still a Suns team that is winning games. And not covering, but they're an underdog. So all I'm asking them to do is win the game. Fuck it. Give me the Suns money line here. I got -102. I got +102 on CapperTek. 2 games remaining on the NBA card. Portland Trailblazers, Memphis Grizzlies, and we have a second one of these type of games.
Stop it. Get some help.
Woof. And the Grizzlies are only 1-point road favorites here. Granted, no John Morant for the Memphis Grizzlies, which we backed the Grizzlies with the team total over in this first game without him. Now is when you probably want to fade them. 6-4 are the Memphis Grizzlies, 5-5 ATS, 7-3 the over, 2-2 on the road. Portland, though, 3-7, 5-4-1 ATS, though, 5-5 over under, 1-3 at home. But now we're not asking the Blazers to cover a number. We're asking them to win the freaking basketball game, which is where I probably draw the line here. They've lost 2 in a row. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They've lost 7 of 10 so far this season. Let's take a look at the line history here between Memphis and Portland, where it opened up at a 2 and it's down to a 1. So the line's moving towards Portland in this game here. Line opened up 224. It's now 227 with the line moving towards the over there. 83% of tickets, 82% of the cash is on them. Damn it. This market's going to put me on the Blazers. 86% of the tickets and 83% of cash on the Grizzlies, and the line's moving towards the Blazers. 88 and 97 on the money line. Damn it. I'm going to be on the Blazers here in this game, in this spot. And I actually, the more and more I think about it, the more and more I like it. We have a Blazers team. They're struggling, yeah. When are they ever favorites against anybody is the question mark. And I'm taking the minus 105 money line. And you can keep the 1 point. I'll lay the minus 105 instead of minus 110 or anything like that. So money line here for me for the Portland Trailblazers. And for me, this is pretty simple. You back a team missing their star player the first game. We backed him with the team total over. I should have doubled up on that spot and taken the spread as well against the Wizards. And then you fade him in the next game. So I'll take a shot here. Give me the Blazers in this spot. This one. Give me the Minnesota Tommies of Thomasville plus 12.5 on the hardwood. There you go. KD out. Yes, Kings. I like the Suns more with Kevin Durant out. Because with Kevin Durant, you would have had to lay 5 points with the Suns. I like it. Suns money line. Yep. Memphis. Blazers money line minus 105. There you go. Toronto against the Fakers. Aren't the Grizzlies bad without Morant? They were actually better a couple years ago without Morant. Bad spot for the Grizzlies. I agree. Blazers minus 107. No Morant. No, second game without Morant. Now, if this was the first game without Morant, I'd be on the Grizzlies right now. If this was the first game without Morant. So there's that there. JJJ all props all day long. There you go. Good luck today as well. By the way, folks. Hello. Yeah, I got you. Stop, Gio. Boston. OKC, Boston, Magic, Blazers, moneyline parlay. Plus 415. Woof. There you go. We'll finish off the card here. 10.5 point favorites are the Lakers, total of 236. And now one thing we've seen with the Raptors is they like covering numbers. This is the second half of a back-to-back for the Raptors, though. They played last night. They did cover against the Clippers. This line opened up 10.5, still 10.5. This line opened up to 33.5. It is a 235.5 for the total in this game here. The Lakers are 5-4 straight up at ATS this year. After starting off the year really strong with 3 wins in a row and 3 covers, they have been anything but since. They're 2-4 straight up and 2-4 ATS since coming in off of that. On the flip side, we have the Toronto Raptors who continue to lose basketball games, but to continue to cover spreads. They lost 105-103 against the Clippers last night. And they covered as 6-point dogs. The only game they haven't covered, they were 11.5-point dogs against the Sacramento Kings in the last 9 games. They were 11.5-point dogs against the Kings, and they had a complete meltdown in the fourth quarter. I have no interest in this game there. Dog or pass probably in this spot. Taking a look at the cash flow, though, 70% of tickets, 71% of cash on the Raptors, enough to keep me off of them as a public road dog, but I don't want the Lakers laying this type of number. And then 68% of tickets, 67% of cash on the over. No line movement here. No play here for me. Dog or pass, but I'm not interested in ending the card with that one. I got a couple ugly ones at the end. I don't need another one there. Sprinkle that Tommy's money line at plus 500. There you go. Lake show minus 20 points. This has got to be an over 236.5. It could be. Raptors plus 10.5 at minus 110. Lakers first half minus 6 at minus 112. That would be a better way to approach it. Goff 175 plus passing yards and touchdown. Gibbs, 25 plus rushing yards. Montgomery, 25 plus rushing yards. St. Brown, 25 plus receiving yards. Laporta, 2 plus receptions. Boosted, plus 110, boosted on FanDuel. There you go. Unfortunately, we'll give you the plus 110 price for it, but there you go. We'll definitely track that for you there. All right. I've made one move in the NHL. Let's move from the hardwood to the ice, and then we will head on out. The San Jose Sharks taking on the New Jersey Devils. The Devils minus 330 favorites in this game, with a total 6.5 in the spot. The San Jose Sharks enter this game 9-4-2 on the year. 8-7, or no, that's their ATS record. 5-8-2 over under. They're 1-5-1 away from the Shark Tank. On the flip side, the New Jersey Devils are 10-5-2. They are 8-8-1 over under. They're 4-2-2 here at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. They are coming in off of a back-to-back in an overtime game where they came back late from down 3-1 against the New York Islanders and won in overtime. And they've now won 3 games in a row. But it's the second half of a back-to-back. You went to overtime and you're laying minus 330 in this game. On the flip side, San Jose has been playing better hockey as of late, but they ran into a good Wild team that was motivated in the spot. And when you have a team, when you have a big favorite, what do you want from the big favorite? Because I'm not laying favorites without a good reason. I'm not. New Jersey, you want a motivated favorite. I don't know how motivated they are. They're coming in off of a divisional win against the New York Islanders last game. They play the Florida Panthers 2 games on the road on November 12th and 14th before heading to Tampa Bay on the 16th. So they got 3 way more important games than this one against the Sharks here in this spot. Give me the Sharks plus 275 in this game. I took them last night. I think this line is entirely too wide. I think this situationally is a terrible spot. And honestly, the more and more I looked at this game, I think the better play is Sharks first period. Because now you're not relying on the Sharks to win a full 60 minutes. I think this could be a sleepy game here. I kind of want to – do I want to double up on the Sharks here? Because I'm probably not moving on either of the other 2 games. You know what? Fuck it. Plus 210, Sharks first period money line as well. I'm going to take a shot here with San Jose. Double up spot. I think this is a terrible spot here for the New Jersey Devils. And I'll look for San Jose to come in here and at very least win the first period, and if not, the full game as well. So let's take a look here. First period money line, San Jose Sharks plus 210. I'm going to take some shots here on the card. Let's try to get back up to the black here in the NHL, and a Sharks win today would do that. So me, the Sharks here, plus 210 first period, plus 275 full game. Let's split them up a unit each. Favorite NFL plays, the Eagles. I took the Cowboys plus the 7.5. Jack Hughes over 1.5 points at plus 125. Sharks, team total over. There you go. Jersey Devils, minus 1.5. Over 6.5, minus 101. Macklin Celebrini to have 3 plus shots on goal. Sprinkling Kelsey first touchdown at plus 650. There you go. I'll mark that as an official play for you. Toffoli anytime goal. Sharks plus 1.5, plus 115. NBA saying screw your time slots, NFL. We're scheduling a 15. Yeah, it was a 11 games or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Schedule. Yeah. Sharks plus 1.5, plus 110. You ever see the movie Jaws? Yeah. Shark. Boom. See, I was more thinking about the Dancing Sharks with Katy Perry. But yeah, that works too. We'll move on. A team I'm very high on this year, the Minnesota Wild, that I have probably not made enough money backing this team this year. Let's get into it. The Minnesota Wild and the Chicago Blackhawks, 2 teams I'm high on this year. I almost took futures on the Wild. I took futures on this Blackhawks team. The Wild have won 10 straight games against the Chicago Blackhawks. And the Blackhawks have only scored more than 2 goals in 2 of those games. Both of them were 4-3 overtime losses. The The Wild are coming in off of back-to-back 5-2 wins. This will be a third game in 4 days for the Wild, and they've traveled after every single game. They were in San Jose, then Anaheim. They had the day off yesterday after the back-to-back, and now they play Chicago today. Schedule-wise, this is not a good spot for the Minnesota Wild. On the flip side, we have the Chicago Blackhawks, who have had a couple days off after back-to-back losses on a back-to-back against the Detroit Red Wings and the Dallas Stars. Should the Wild be favorites in this game? Yes. Should the Wild be laying $1.80 on the road in this game? I don't know. It'd be dog or pass for me here in this game if I'm looking at anything, but probably just a simple pass in this game. I don't like the last 2 games, really. I just wanted to focus on the Sharks and the Sharks only today. Wild puck line. Zuccarello assist. Wild puck line. Ek assist. All right, fair enough. Yeah, and I get it. The Blackhawks have been dominated by the Wild. Streaks are meant to come to an end sometimes, though. I can see the Blackhawks winning this game. Let's move on. Last game of the card, the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Anaheim Ducks. We have this game, Ducks now we're seeing Ducks more -120 range, total 6 in this game. The Ducks had dominated this matchup up until the last one where the Blue Jackets won 7-4. Previous to that, the Ducks had won 5 in a row and 8 of the last 9 against the Columbus Blue Jackets prior to their last loss. 3 straight road games now for Columbus, and this is the second half of a back-to-back. They head to Seattle after that for the last game of the road trip before they head back to play Pittsburgh and then go on the road again to play Montreal. So a lot of travel here for Columbus. Anaheim on a 4-game losing streak now during their homestand. They still have 2 more games at home after this against the Vegas Golden Knights and against the Detroit Red Wings. I think the spot to back the Ducks is coming up here. And it's at home against the Vegas Golden Knights where you're going to get a big plus price tag with Vegas on the road. It's not in this spot against the Columbus Blue Jackets, which I don't trust the Blue Jackets either. That's why I'm not betting this game at all. And my only 2 plays in hockey today will be the Sharks first period and full game. I don't even have a look on this game. I have no interest in it whatsoever. So pass for me in this game with no leads at all. Ducks and the over 6.5. Columbus money line. There you go. But that is everything for today's card. Want to thank you guys as always for watching. Let me grab my CapperTek to post in the chat. Here we go. Boom. If you guys follow me, I'll give you a week for free. So let's see real quick. Has anybody followed me as of late on the CapperTek and get a week free of all my posted plays? No, nobody has followed me as of late. All right. But it is what it is. Little score update. We're in the 4th quarter in Munich, and the Panthers lead 17-7 over the New York Giants. Embrace the tank, Giants. Embrace the tank. But that is everything for today's card. I want to thank you guys, as always, for watching. We'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.